Time for some good news now. JoyNews' Maxwell Agbagba was among top winners at the 2017 Engineering Award held in Accra yesterday. His report about a dangerous pothole in the middle of the Achimota-Apenkwa overhead bridge earned him the Engineering Evangelism Award. Now, part of the citation stated the report was recognized locally and internationally by experts. Other winners include the inventor of a water bicycle, Frank Darko, and Florence Cobbold, who won the Distinguished Woman in Engineering Award. Frank Darko says the plight of some students who have to swim to school in the Western region motivated him to start that water bicycle project. Now, let's take a look at the report that won my colleague Maxwell Agbagba the award.
This is the N1 highway right here on the Achimota overhead bridge. The slabs here are badly exposed. In fact, if you stand here, you can see what is happening down below. These bricks have actually cracked and they are falling down the overhead bridge. These bricks are dropping like manna from heaven and they are coming from the top of the overhead bridge. It poses a danger to commuters and drivers who use the stretch. Reporting for JoyNews, Maxwell, Agbagba.
Let's now look at the presentation at the Ghana Academy of Arts and Sciences yesterday.
Ladies and gentlemen, the next is engineering innovation for non-engineers. And the nominees are
Engineering Evangelism, Maxwell Agbagba of JoyNews.
The winner is clear. Maxwell Agbagba. May I invite Engineer Kwabna A. Japan to join us here. Maxwell Agbagba joined the multimedia group, specifically JoyNews, Joy FM, as a journalist in October 2016. Like business or human rights journalists, he is tagged as a rape journalist because his works focus extensively on defilement and issues of rape in Ghana. One of such stories became a global issue, the defilement of a 4-year-old girl in Asin at the Dientem in the central region. At the Dientem in the central region. Another is also about an 18-year-old girl who was raped and hanged on a rafter by the rapist. Maxwell did not only use the power of the media to bring these stories to the attention of the world, but also helps to connect the victims to relevant institutions for justice to be served. He believes journalism as a tool can be used to expose the menace of sexual assault and violence against women. His report on the dangers of the exposed and deteriorated state of the Achimota-Apenkwa overhead was recognized locally and internationally. Maxwell recently started a project, He for She, Journalists Africa. The group is strictly made up of only male journalists determined to end all forms of sexual assault and violence against women and girls. Though a non-engineering individual, you have still contributed to promoting engineering practices to meet societal needs and impact national economy. The Ghana Institute of Engineering accords you the public award category, Engineering Evangelism Award. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, that brings to the...
Really beautiful, isn't it? The rape journalist. Interesting name, isn't it? Maxwell, how do you feel? Congratulations.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you. I think we did it together, so let's, I don't know what.
Are you overwhelmed?
Yes, I think I am, because honestly, I didn't think that I mean, when I did the report, in fact, I didn't know that I was going to win us, anything, because it wasn't one of those usual assignments. I remember on the day we were in the newsroom, and then a call came through that someone had hung himself, at the Apenko Overhead Bridge. That was the time that we were reporting a lot of,
suicide
issues
cases
regarding suicide, And then Abla was in the newsroom on that particular day and said, "Oh, okay, rush there with the TVU, let's get it for news desk." So we went to the place, the Apenko Overhead Bridge. When we were coming back, then I saw something really strange, because on a normal day, you don't expect to see a hole, in a bridge, not to talk about an overhead bridge. We're walking down and I saw sunlight coming through, a big hole in the bridge. I said, no, we need to do something about this. So I got closer to look at it for myself, and then, some of the bricks were actually dropping from the top, posing a risk to, pedestrians who were using, the underpass of the overhead bridge. We went to the top also, and we realized that a lot of the vehicles, sometimes even huge trucks, were snaking their way around the pothole. And there were times that for those who couldn't go past it, what they did, they slammed their tires in the hole, widening it further, and then the brakes dropping down, hitting people down, and said, no, we need to do something about this. But how can we get, the necessary impact? It needed to be short, concise, straight to the point. Usually reports, it takes us like 3 minutes or something.
2:33.
But I said, no, I think we just need to do a stand-up. Let's use a two-prong, approach. Let's do one from the top of the overhead bridge. Let's paint a better picture of how the vehicles are maneuvering their way around the pothole and the danger that poses. And then secondly, also, let's look at the danger that is posing to people using, the underpass.
Yeah.
So then my camera technician, a big thanks also to David McCarthy. He did a good job in the middle of the Apenko Overhead Bridge. We had to do this. And once again, also, what a lot of people do not see is a police officer we spoke to ensure that we're protected. The last time I did a similar thing on the motorway, a lot of people were talking about the danger,
safety.
But there are people who sometimes even help us on location to bring out this report. So there was a police officer we spoke to ensure that we were safe even on location. But you didn't see him there. But kudos to that police officer. I didn't take his number back.
Great job. What excites me most is that you mentioned that this was more of an instinctive journalistic work. You were just passing by and you saw the story. But this is the first award you've picked up as a journalist.
Yeah, professionally, I would say yes, it is the first award. Back at the University of Ghana, Radio University, I won Student Journalist of the Year, 2015, back at the University of Ghana. But I don't really, because it's, let me say, campus-based radio station. I see this more as a professional. This is what you're paid to do, and you need to do it very well.
Now,
so professionally, yes, my first award.
You mentioned to me that when you were going to pick up this award, you didn't tell anybody because you were not sure what was going to happen. You just wanted to lie low. If I win it, fine. If I don't, now you've won it. I'm sure when you slept on your bed, there were a lot of things going through your mind. What does this mean for you, Maxwell?
Well, it means that we need to work harder. We don't have to be complacent. The world is watching this, because I honestly, after we did this report, I remember 24 hours later, a friend of mine in the UK sent me the same report on WhatsApp, and I was like, hey, you are far in the UK, how did you get this? He said, oh, it's making rounds on some of the WhatsApp platforms of the Ghanaian community there. And then the next moment I realized that it had gone viral, and that was what partly also pushed the minister to go there. When we edit on this platform also, it also pushed him to go there, make sure that the whole place is caught up. So for me, it means we need to work harder. We don't have to be complacent, because the world definitely is watching. And if it goes well, they will definitely reward, our efforts.
Yeah, great. They definitely will reward our efforts. But let's talk about the impact of the story. What does that bridge look like now?
Okay, so they've done some repairs on that bridge. So right now, it's generally safe. Motorists are safe, using that, overhead bridge. But talk about yesterday, though. Some other people also won, awards. And I'm sure Frank Darko, the man who invented the water bicycle. Yeah, yesterday he also won an award. So we can watch him right after the award ceremony on what motivated him to invent the water bicycle.
So it's interesting. While Maxwell was picking up his award, his journalistic instincts were still there. He was still getting some more stories. So let's just listen to him interview Frank Dakum.
Watching documentaries some years back, and in the documentary I saw that school children in Ghana here, they were trying to go to school, but something broke them. They have to swim across the river before they can go to school. So when I saw that, I was very sad. I told myself, this must stop. So as a country, it's not good for us for our children to be swimming before they can go to school. So I thought, and I had the idea of making a bicycle that can be used by these children so that they can cross safely to school. They are trying to help me so that I can get a place so that I can manufacture more so that the problem can be solved. So that's what I'm looking forward to. I want to get the enabling environment so that I can make it better and plenty so that a lot of people can benefit. In terms of, as I said, I need the enabling environment, my tools, machines, and all the equipment I need. That's what I'm looking forward to. That will be the obstacle.
Frank Dakum there, another innovative young man. But this citation given to you, Maxwell, it stated clearly here, knowing you very well from the office, I know that you're not so skewed towards engineering. I'm not sure you have any interest. No. But has this award changed your outlook towards engineering and its impact on our society?
Yes, I think it has made me appreciate the fact that, engineering has to do with us. It has to do with, for instance, civil engineering, which deals with, bridges, the construction of, huge story buildings and all of those things. So, these are the things that you can easily relate to. For instance, the bridge, it affects us directly. So even though some people will think that engineering is, far removed from them, I think there's some closer connection. I think this award has actually made me appreciate that fact, more. And we had yesterday Patrick Iwua, the president and founder of Ashesi University, talking more about, the benefits of engineering. So we can watch him right now.
AI is going to be more profound to humanity than the discovery of artificial power. When we moved from horse-drawn carriages to the steam engine, we moved from natural power, organic power, to artificial power. Now we're moving from natural intelligence to artificial intelligence, and it'll be as profound as the discovery of electricity. It'll be as profound as the discovery of fire. Last year, my assistant walked into my office and said to me, "Patrick, I just had a very interesting experience. I scheduled a meeting for you with a board member in Seattle, and the scheduling of this meeting happened via email with his assistant. When they'd concluded and set the time for this meeting, he discovered that the assistant he was talking with was a machine. And she spoke impeccable English, perfect grammar, carried on a conversation." I said she. He thought it was a she, but it was a machine. I attended a conference a couple of years ago where a professor of robotics and artificial intelligence showed a video of a farm that he runs, and the farm is tended by robotic machines. And so he said, I'm a computer scientist, but I'm also a farmer. And the machines till the land, they do the irrigation, they harvest, they do everything. And our farmers are going to be competing in the future with machines. So artificial intelligence is going to be a very important phenomenon in our lives, in our lifetime. It's fascinating to be here at this juncture in human history. Genetic engineering and synthetic biology hold similar promise, and 3D printing is going to potentially revolutionize manufacturing. It's going to make it easier for us to manufacture just as easily as printing documents. So big change is coming. what are the implications for us in Ghana? What are the implications for us in Africa?
Indeed, AI is the way to go. And if you've been following us here on JoyNews, we've been doing a lot of discussions on that. Even this Kobe just left the studio talking about technology. But before you go, Maxwell, tell us briefly about your project, He for She Journalist Africa.
Okay, so it's a project that we started just last December, and we're still doing a lot of underground works, but it looks like this award actually brought it,
to the fore,
it up. So a group of journalists, strictly male journalists in different countries in Africa, trying to work towards ending all forms of sexual assault against women. So our determination is to bring out those stories, into the media space, put them in the limelight, and then help the victims get, justice. Because a lot of the times, some of these cases are swept under the carpet. The issue about a 4-year-old girl, for instance, but for us bringing it into the limelight, I'm sure justice wouldn't have been served, but now we understand the issue is still in court, and we are looking at justice being served. So these are some of the things that we want to do: bring up these issues into the media space, connect the victims to relevant authorities, and make sure that justice is served.
Very well done, Maxwell Agbagba. Obviously, one of the reasons why the Ghana Institution of Engineering referred to you in their citation as a rape journalist. But that's my colleague Maxwell Agbagba. He picked up the Engineering Evangelism Award at the Ghana Institution of Engineering Excellence Awards yesterday. Congratulations once again, Maxwell. We wish you all the best. Now, information reaching JoyNews indicates policemen are on the University of Education campus looking for students and lecturers with arms. We'll bring you details of that later here on the JoyNews channel. It's now time for business news with Emmanuel Abuajebiafe. Do stay.